This is this is the second time I record this, so I'm a little not doing so hot after that last one. Found out that the audio was corrupted on the last one, so that was fun. I haven't felt good in a while. It's a bunch of things. I'll get into the thing I'm talking about today, but a lot's been going on, and it's made it very tough. Work, school, relationship, definitely relationship, but since 2018, there's been something wrong with me, and I didn't know what it was, and it was going on for a while. It started the first time when I was driving home from college, and I was driving home, everything was fine, and I just felt like this weird, tightening grip in my chest, and it just kind of felt like someone went to my heart and just kind of squeezed, and it went like this. And I went to the doctors. I did, because it was so bad that I had to stop driving. I couldn't drive home. And I went to the doctors, and when I went to the ER, they said, everything looks fine, everything looks okay. There's no issues. All you're gonna need is ibuprofen. And over the years, the situation got worse and worse, and it kept happening. Now, it wasn't like it was happening every week. Hell, sometimes it wasn't even happening every month. But it kept happening. And I kept telling everyone that this is happening. And some people were like, you should take it seriously and go get it checked out again, which I did. I would go to the ER again or urgent care and get it checked out, and they would always tell me the same thing, ibuprofen. But some of my family and friends would downplay it and be like, it's probably just stress, because there was a lot of stress going on. And so for a while, I knew that there was something else wrong, because this doesn't feel like stress, I know what stress feels like. This feels different, but no one believed me because the doctors kept telling me everything was fine. This eventually got worse. During the finals week of my previous classes in college, this was in April. During that, it got really bad. My heart felt like someone was squeezing it. I got really dizzy. I got lightheaded. And I fainted. Now, for me, given the situation of when this happened, my first thought was it could be stress because of what this was around. This was during my finals week. It would make sense that it was stress. So even I started believing maybe it's just stress. But it got bad when I woke up. I woke up about 3 or 4 hours later. I had no taste in my mouth. Everything was blurry and out of focus. And I was struggling to breathe. And I also had trouble whenever I was talking. I would have to take pauses to catch my breath. And I'm having to do that now too. So I realized that this was a worse episode than I had had over the last 5 or 6 years. And I said, I need to go get this checked out. But me, in all my stubbornness, even though I thought that I had to get this checked out, I really was starting to think now it could just be stress, and maybe I just need to detox, get this essay done, and then tomorrow everything will be fine. It wasn't the case. I drove to work, which was probably one of the worst ideas that I could have had. And I drove to work. Luckily, I made it there safely, but halfway through the trip, I realized I should not be driving because everything was so blurry to me, even with my glasses on, and it was just hard to perceive things. It kind of felt like everything was blurry, going faster than I was, like if I was in slow motion. It felt off. I got to work, and I was apparently, according to everyone else, I was pale, I looked sick, I looked off. And even my manager said, you need to go to the ER. This is not something you can stay here for. You need to leave. Go to the ER. And I went to urgent care, and they checked me. They did their very mundane, boring test. They really didn't do anything. But they said, we couldn't find anything. You need to go get checked out at the ER. Because I went to urgent care. That was the closest thing. So I got taken to ER. They checked me for about 8 hours. They did urine tests. They did heart test or blood test, not heart test, I didn't do heart test, I did blood test, urine test, and even an x-ray. And they said everything came back perfectly fine. They did something called an EKG test or whatever, something like that. Everything came back perfectly fine, according to them. But I still didn't believe them because this is like the 5th or 7th time that they've told me everything was fine, but I knew something was wrong. So I talked to my primary care doctor, and I told them what was going on, and I told them I need to get checked out by a specialist. These people weren't being able to figure out what the fuck's going on, and they're daring to charge me $450 for finding out jack shit. Like, no, I'm gonna get checked out by a specialist. I'm not gonna keep going in debt, having to deal with these bills, and they're not checking out and finding out anything. I know something's wrong. So my primary care doctor said, all right, I got you. They put me in for a referral to meet a health specialist that specializes in the heart. And they get me put in, and they pull up the exact same tests and readings that the ER has done, I guess either the last time I went or the last few times I went, and they did the same with the urgent care results, and they were immediately able to find out that there was problems with my heart. And that was fun, because essentially what they told me was, it seems like there's some issues with your heart, and your heart is definitely going through too much right now. Essentially what they told me is basically like I'm going to have to be put under, and they're going to have to run a procedure or surgery out. And basically what they're going to have to do is, so the best way I can word it is basically my heart's giving me too much energy, or I'm getting too much energy to my heart. It was really weird how they described it. And essentially what they're going to try to do is mess around with my heart by stabbing it with tools or catheters or something like that. And they're basically going to make it so that, I guess, that excess energy doesn't keep going. I'm not fully entirely sure about the procedure, the surgery, whatever, but that's what they're saying. And when I figured that out, it was kind of like, it was so weird, because I just wanted to go to everyone who ever doubted me that there was a problem and be like, I told you so, I fucking told you so. But after that, I felt awful. I just felt tremendously awful, because I was like, shit, there actually is something wrong with me. And basically what they said was, this is something that's been going on apparently ever since I was born. Apparently this is a birth defect. And they said it can cause, and it usually does cause, seizures within children when they're basically just growing up. And I didn't remember if I ever had seizures when I was a kid. So I asked my mom, and my mom was like, yeah, you actually had a few seizures when you were a kid. I didn't think this could be correlated, but yeah, you had a few seizures when you were a kid. So the doctors basically said, we want to get you in as soon as we can to do this, but you have a few more tests. So I have a test literally next Monday for my heart, and then I have one in July, and then I have one in August. And in August, that's when we discuss when this surgery is going to take place. And for me, it's been getting worse. Like, it's been getting really bad. I got in so much pain yesterday. And it got to a point, before I continue with yesterday, it got to a point where my doctors literally said, I can't drive anymore. Like, I just can't. I can't drive anymore until this is situated. Like, I'm not allowed to. I either have to be the passenger in the car or have someone else be my passenger, because I can't drive anymore. So I can't drive anymore for at least 4 months. So that's nice. And then on top of all of that, I keep having these episodes that fucking suck, man. They're so bad. I struggle sometimes during these to fucking breathe. I struggle during these to just fucking see. Like, it's fucking horrible, and it's terrifying. Like, I had one today, and I had one yesterday, and I just call them flare-ups. And it was so bad yesterday. I was at work, and the flare-up hit me so fucking hard that I literally didn't even realize, and I couldn't even feel it. I couldn't feel myself crying. Like, I was crying, and I didn't even realize it. According to my boss, what was happening was that apparently my eyes were repeatedly rolling to the back of my head, and I was just staying stagnant. But apparently I was able to answer questions. I wasn't able to talk, but I was able to, like, at least nod my head very lightly. I don't remember any of this. I really don't. And I've told the doctors everything that I'm having. Like this, whenever I have these episodes, I remember bits and pieces, and sometimes even most of it, but not always all of it. And so when I had this episode at work, like I remember a good chunk of what happened, but I don't even recall my eyes rolling to the back of my head. And apparently they were doing it a lot, and like my eyes were like my eyelids were flickering like a lot, and they were rolling to the back of my head, flickering a lot, and all that. And my boss was concerned, so it got to a point where she had to call in my CEO or the CEO of the company and see if he knew CPR because I was struggling to breathe and I couldn't ask anyone for help. Fast forward to today, and basically, oh fuck, dude, this morning sucked. I didn't even wake up. I didn't wake up. I had such a bad heart flare up that apparently while I was sleeping, I just stopped breathing. Now, I obviously wasn't awake for this, so I can't validate it myself if that was the case, but I was woken up by other people that were telling me that I was struggling to breathe in my sleep. And when I finally woke up, I was taking like these big gasps of air. I was like trying to take it all in, and they basically just told me like, yeah, you weren't breathing. Like, you scared the fuck out of me. I wasn't able to go to work today because the flare-up was so bad that it happened, coincidentally enough, it happened like an hour and a half before I was supposed to go into work. So for about an hour and a half prior to me going to work, I just stopped breathing. And I could not, for the life of me, I just couldn't find the energy to get up at that point and go to work. I just didn't have the energy. I felt drained. I felt exhausted. And like for some reason, the left side of my head was just, it felt like I was underwater. It fucking sucked. But I think for me, what ends up sucking the most is that I have a huge fear of being put under. I have a huge fear of that. I know it's not the most common thing, but I always had a fear that if I was put under because of, just me not being the healthiest person in the world, I just always feared that if I went under that I wasn't going to wake up. I know that might be an irrational fear. Like, hell, I have a fear of stingrays. That's mostly because of my dad, but like whenever I go to the beach, I'm always scared about stingrays. But I have a huge fear of being put under, and the idea of, and I've been put under before. Like, it's not like this is my first time. I had to get my appendix removed when I was 12. I had my wisdom teeth removed. I had to get stitches when I was like 7 or 8. And for all 3 of those, I had to be put under. And clearly I'm still here, but when I heard that they had to put me under, and for lack of a better term, I guess, had to basically stab my heart, I would be lying if I said that shit did not scare the fuck out of me. It terrifies the fuck out of me so bad. And I really don't want to feel like this anymore, because there are so many days where I'll be just wanting to hang out with people and I can't do it because I just feel drained because of this. And it fucking sucks. But I also really don't want to go under and have them stab my heart. I really don't want them to do that. But it's like, if I don't, then I feel awful, and who knows if this can get worse because I stopped breathing this morning. It fucking sucks. So, ever since I found this out, it's been tough. It's been really, really fucking tough. And I have had consistent thoughts of me, like, dying from this. Not to say that I will, but I have had consistent thoughts of, what if I died during this? What if I died during this? What if I died during this? And it genuinely fucking terrifies me and scares the absolute shit out of me. I don't even know when the fucking surgery is. I really don't fucking know, because I have to go this upcoming Monday to get tested, and then in July, I think 26th, I have another test, and then August 31st, I have the final test, and that's when they tell me this is when we're gonna do it. And it scares the fuck out of me. It really fucking does. So in the meantime, to try and keep my spirits up and try not to, cry every night over this situation. Again, it could just all be in my head, but it doesn't change the fact that it fucking sucks. But with everything that's going on, work being stressful, school being stressful, relationship non-existent now, and then this whole situation, I have been very unhappy. But I am trying my best to push through. And whenever I can, I try to help others and make sure that they're happy, especially when it comes to my friends. And I'm also trying really hard to just swamp myself with editing and shooting new videos for, the stuff that I like to record. Genuinely, the happiest that I feel is when I make those Kill Saga, Kessler Saga videos. That's genuinely when I feel happiest, because I'm doing something that feels it's like a passion to me, and I just love doing it. And I am beyond terrified of the procedure so fucking bad that I have script written a lot further than I've ever script written before. A lot further. And I have a goal to film all of those videos before August, which it's a lot, and have them edited before my August appointment. That way they can be scheduled and they'll be uploading. The reason as to why is because I am genuinely scared, because I don't know how that procedure is going to go. I know that I'll more than likely be fine, but it doesn't change the fact that I still have that fear. And again, I'll probably be fine. I probably will. But, because again, doctors know what they're doing. Doctors know what they're doing, and I have to keep telling myself that, because I swear to God, if I do not keep telling myself that, I will end up crying my eyes out all the fucking time. But I'm just tired, and for me, maybe it's stupid, maybe it's not, I don't know, but for me, I just want to upload all those videos, all those mini crossovers. I've already commissioned the fucking intros for them, 4 of them out. Let that sink in of how much I've script written. I have script written a lot. I plan to shoot a lot. And I just want to get them all edited and uploaded and have them scheduled for different release dates prior to my August appointment. So that after August, I don't really have to worry about script writing or recording extra ones. They'll just upload. They'll just upload on those dates. But I just felt like I should say why I just felt like I should say why I haven't really been um uploading as much. Um I'm definitely working on those. Definitely working on those and editing them. That's for sure. Um I'm working on them. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted with them. I'm sure everything will be fine. I probably am just really, overthinking it. I like to think that, hey, they've done this plenty of times, so I don't really have anything to worry about. So I'll it'll probably be fine. It'll be great. And then when it's done, I can definitely try to make more. But yeah. So I'll whenever I figure out when that surgery is, I'll let you guys know, and then I'll also, if I remember, say how long I have videos going up for, so that I can definitely, after the surgery, take a bit of a break while all those videos upload, so I can just relax. But yeah. So moral of the story is go to your primary care doctor and get yourself checked out. ER doesn't know shit and they overcharge as fuck. But anyway, with that, guys, we're just one way to close.